Yes, I think that we are ready. We're ready to start our webinar of today, like our first business mixer ever that we are organizing together with the Benelux Business Council and the Netherlands Business Council to connect the amazing companies that are coming on the virtual trade mission on the March 22nd, to connect them to the Dutch business community here in the UAE and in the wider region. Very happy to have you all with us. Today is going to be an exciting day because we're going to listen to each other. Like, we're going to do a small introduction about the business councils. Like, next to me, you can see the chairwoman of the Benelux Business Council, Mrs. Barbara. Like, she will introduce herself shortly, as well as introducing the Benelux Business Council. I will explain you a little bit more about the Netherlands Business Council. And then we will have two very experienced businessmen that will tell you a little bit more about who they are and how they came into the region. Then what we are all waiting for within the councils and our members is we're going to listen to you, like an introduction to the mission participants. Like, each of you will have 1 minute to introduce yourself, basically tell us about your objectives that you have here in the region, as well as how we can help as a business community. Like, obviously the Benelux Business Council together with the Netherlands Business Council has a huge network here in the region, and all of our members are very keen to hear from you, as well as to see how can they connect their network to you and how can they help you. Then, after we have done the introductions, we will still have 25 minutes to do a Q&A with a focus on doing business here in the region. So we will have a short panel discussions with our two experienced businessmen. We will ask them some questions, and you can ask questions as well towards our business council members. So let's make it a very interactive afternoon together. Like, we have 1 hour and 15 minutes. It will fly by, and I'm very, very keen on listening to all of your presentations. Again, most important, the question that we like to see answered is, how can the Business Council support starting entrepreneurs in this region? For those who don't know me, because who is this woman that is talking? Like, I'm Stephanie Schachtsrabel, and I'm the chair of the Netherlands Business Council UAE. I've been with the Netherlands Business Council for the past 6 years, and like, I'm very happy that I can introduce to you what we can do as a business council for starting entrepreneurs in this region. So if you move to the next slide, you can see a little bit more information about the Netherlands Business Council. We started already in 1997, like with a group of prominent businessmen, together with the Netherlands Consulate General. And since then, we have been on an exciting journey because, as you know, like our headquarters is in Dubai, and Dubai is a city that is growing very, very fast. And we're licensed with the Dubai Chamber, which is a very huge organization here in the UAE, where lots of companies are attached to. And like, our council on itself has already 225 members. So we're one of the largest Dutch councils worldwide, actually. And we're very, very proud to represent like the big multinationals such as Shell, Van Oort, KLM, Philips, Signify, and so forth and so on, but also the small and medium-sized companies that play a vital role in our business community. Now, we represent the business community in terms of that we look for connections. Like, the Netherlands Business Council is all about connecting, and therefore we also are very happy that we are accredited by the NL in Business last year to also strengthen the network internationally with all other councils, as well as being the one-stop shop for entrepreneurs that come from the Netherlands to the UAE. Now, this is also only possible if you work together, and therefore I'm super happy that I can introduce to you the chairwoman of the Benelux Business Council, Ms. Barbara, because she's heading up the Benelux Council in Abu Dhabi. Like, a strong cooperation is very much necessary to make sure that everybody can benefit from the greatest network, and therefore I will hand over now to Barbara.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Can you unmute my video? I can't do it myself.
I'm very sorry, Barbara. I actually.
Will somebody unmute from your side? And now I'm not able. Yes, I'm able again. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Stephanie, for this great introduction. So good afternoon, everyone. And for those joining from Europe, good morning. My name is Barbara Faranik-Matonet. I am the chairwoman of the Benelux Business Council. It is my greatest pleasure to be with you today. I will very briefly introduce to you the Benelux Business Council. If there's only one thing I would like you to remember, it's that we can help and we are here to help, just as Stephanie said. So don't hesitate to contact us. Our contact detail is on the last slide of today's presentation. Our aim is to foster business ties between the Benelux countries in Abu Dhabi. We are a well-established and experienced business council. We were created in 2010, and from day one, we had a very strong Dutch involvement and support. We have a strong and diverse network with more than 1,500 contacts, including about 100 supporting members. Our members are active in most sectors of the UAE economy, such as oil and gas, agriculture, government, construction, hospitality, distribution, law firm, banks, renewable energy, logistic, or culture and art, to name a few. So we are probably already active in your sector. We have a dynamic, experienced and motivated board composed of 8 members from our 3 countries and 1 from the UK. Within the team, there is Laurent Van Helden, who will be one of the panelists of today's event. He is the general manager of Frames Energy System. Like our members, our board members are also active in the key UAE sectors, and we're very happy to have such diversity. I want also to stress that we receive a strong support from our 3 embassies. They are always present with us, and we continuously collaborate with them. Our main goal is to support business in the UAE. We do in many different ways. First, we organize many networking opportunities. Second, we organize many events to help you gain more local business insights, putting you in contact with local experts. Some examples of upcoming events are the Pharma Logistics webinar with the Luxembourg Trade and Investment Office, a panel discussion with the Luxembourg and Belgium ambassadors in the UAE and the UAE ambassador in Brussels on the Space and Innovation team, a panel discussion with the Dutch ambassador in the UAE and the UAE ambassador in the Netherlands on the economic relation between the 2 countries. Third, we can also help you and guide you to the best local business partners as it relates, for example, to lawyers, accountants, banks, or free zone. Finally, I want to stress that we collaborate with other business councils, of course, the Netherlands Business Council, but also others, such as the American Chamber of Commerce, the British Business Group, or the French Business Group. As I started, if there's only one thing to remember from my presentation, we can help and we are here to help. So don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much. And I will give the floor to Stephanie again.
Thank you very much, Barbara. And I like the way how you describe, let's just remember one sentence, is that we really are here to help you and to guide you within the UAE, and we all do it together, and that is very important for you to know. So yes, let's move on to Jan Willem Paul. Jan Willem Paul, can you switch on your camera? Thank you so much. Like Jan Willem Paul is one of our members that have been in the region for, I think it's 25 years plus, Jan Willem. So we can fairly say that you have some experience here in the region. So please give a small introduction. Tell us how you got here, and during the panel discussion, like, we will ask you a little bit more questions about doing business here. The floor is all yours, Jan Willem.
Yeah, thank you very much, Stephanie, for the kind introduction. Happy to be here. Hello, everybody in Holland. And so, yeah, my name is Jan Willem. I started in the Gulf in 1995, fresh out of university. I've never worked in Holland, no experience working anywhere else but the Middle East. I worked 4 years for a hydraulics and industrial equipment company in Saudi Arabia. And in 1999 was asked to start an office in Kuwait. And I spent the next 10 years there building up that company. I got involved also with the the Iraq invasion, whereby we did subcontracting work for the US military in Iraq. So we did a complete refurbishment on the oil export terminal, and we worked on several of the military bases, including the Dutch one, throughout Iraq. In 2009, I left from that company, having worked there for 15 years, and had the opportunity to buy a local company based in Sharjah in the UAE next to Dubai, which is a marine equipment distributor. So I took over that business in 2009, and I've been in the UAE for the last 12 years. We currently represent 110 international manufacturers. We have 60 employees, and we supply to the regional marine industry, boat builders, service companies, and operators, both for, let's say, the commercial side, mostly oil and gas, offshore oil and gas, pleasure boat market, and some of the military government services like Coast Guard and the Navy. So I didn't bring a company from Holland here. I started here, obviously, which is a bit different since I had already 15 years of experience. By chance, I met this company, Exalto, that I took over. So it was sort of a logical thing for me. I never wanted to move back to Holland, and I was very comfortable working in the region. So it was a logical step to stay in Dubai. I did had to legally, of course, buy the shares and do the whole transition for the Department of Economic Development here in Sharjah, which was a very easy process to do. And although, like I said, I never made a conscious decision to move here, I have also always felt extremely comfortable. I enjoy working with all the different nationalities. I think we have 180 different nationalities here in Dubai. I like dealing with the Arabic mentality. They're extremely hospitable people, and it's a very personal way of doing business. I think, Stephanie, as a primary introduction, I think that's probably enough.
Definitely, Jan Willem. Thank you very much for sharing this. Like we will have some interesting questions for you later on, but your experience will definitely also help newcomers to the UAE, and your story will be highly valued by the people that are joining us today. So thank you, Jan Willem. Can I ask maybe Laurent to switch on his camera as well as his mic? Laurent, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay, good, good. Okay, well, I am Laurent van Helden. I am working here with Frames in the Middle East. I'm the general manager for the office in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai. So we have two companies over here. I started with Frames back in 2004, so I've been working there about 17 years now. My first experience with Frames to go abroad was to go to India. I started an office in India back in 2006, stayed there till 2009 when I handed it over to a colleague that came and replaced me. At that point in time, Frames had asked me to move to the United Arab Emirates, to Abu Dhabi, to take over from the person that had established a company over here. In 2007, the company started. So in 2009, it was still quite fresh when I took over. So yeah, I took over and I've been running it as a general manager since. Now in 2015, we decided to branch out and also open a company in Dubai. So we opened a company in DMCC Free Zone, where, yeah, like I said before, it is quite simple over here to set up a company, and it's all a fairly straightforward process. Now, Frames is a company that is active in the energy business. We have many products in the oil and gas industry, and it is also traditionally an oil and gas company. So we built all sorts of processing equipment for the oil and gas. Now, our first order that we scored with Frames, by the way, Frames is a 35-year-old company based in Netherlands. And the first order that we scored in the Middle East was back in 1993 for Saudi Aramco. So this was a separator package that we built in the Netherlands. And since then, we have actually done quite a lot of work for the Middle East. And what we saw was in 2006, 2007, we saw a real need to open up an office, a sales office initially in the Middle East region, to be closer to the clients, but also to be closer to the supply chain. What we saw was that due to the competitive nature of the Middle East, prices for local suppliers was very attractive in the Middle East, and we wanted to take advantage of that. And we also wanted to be a lot closer to the clients to make sure that we have good interactions with these clients, which is something that they much appreciate. The Middle East is a very interesting place to do business. Like I said before, there is over 180 nationalities here in this country. What we notice is that also about 85 to 90% of the population here is expatriate. There's a lot of Europeans, there's a lot of Arabs, there's a lot of Indians that we do business with, and we see that it is a very interesting mix of people. It is very interesting to do business here, and it did take me a few years to sort of develop the skill set to be able to deal with it. But I think now at this moment in time, we have a great network of Arabic, of Indian, and also of European suppliers, clients, etc., that we do business with. I think, Stephanie, that is enough for the moment.
Thank you very much, Laurent, and I'm sure that a lot of companies will have questions for you later on. Throughout this webinar, or actually interactive business mixer, I have to call it, you can use the chat box to ask any questions. So if you have questions for Laurent, if you have questions for Barbara, for me, or for Jan-Willem Paul, please let us know in the chat box what your questions are. But our members of the Benelux Business Council and the members of the Netherlands Business Council are very keen also to hear from you. Like, who are you? What are you looking for here in the UAE? And what are your objectives? And how can we help with our networks to make your landing here as good as possible? So I'm very happy to introduce the first presentation. You have 1 minute, and I'm going to be very strict. So please, Marco, switch on your camera, and the floor is all yours.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. Well, hi everyone. My name is Marco. I'm the export manager of Flexible Greenhouse Systems. We are a Dutch company and are active worldwide. We are specialized in building and designing horticultural projects all over the world. And our main market is China. Now we are looking to expand our business in other countries. What makes us different than the other greenhouse builders or greenhouse project builders is actually that we engineer projects, that we do not believe in producing here in the Netherlands and shipping it halfway across the world. Because of the environmental issues, of course, but also to keep notice with the cost of our clients. So yeah, we are looking in the UAE and also in Qatar and in Oman for partners who can help us, who can locally and can foresee us from new projects. So I hope you can help us. That will be all, I think. Yep.
Thank you so much, Marco. You were within the minute, and thank you for this short introduction, and I'm sure that we can help you, and thank you for sharing that information with us. wish you all the best of luck during the trade mission to the Gulf. Like, hopefully you will get some valuable contacts and you can start your business here in the region further. And thank you,
Thank you,
Marco.
Stephanie.
And let me introduce to you Damien Schwarzkachel. Like, it's one of my favorite names in the Middle East because it's connected to Schachschadel and Schwarzkachel. Always good to have you in a meeting together. He's from Sheraton, one of our the companies that is already active here in the region. But please, Damien, introduce yourself and let us know what your objective is with the trade mission and how the business councils and their network can help.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Well, good afternoon to everybody. So Sheraton is a worldwide supplier of horticulture solutions. So we develop horticulture projects with glass greenhouses, but also high-tech indoor farms. We developed, at this moment, we developed a project, the latest one in UAE at Kizat for a local company startup mother farms. Basically, what we are looking for is for serious entrepreneurs who have a business plan and want to move into year-round vegetable production and develop the market for local vegetable production. And what we bring in is high-tech solutions where we partner with our clients for from short-term to long-term, and we focus on operational excellence to basically deliver the best year-round for the local market. So that's what I want to share. If you want to get in contact with me, please email me. It's damien@sheraton.com.
Thank you very much, Damien. Like that was even below the 1 minute. So thank you for sharing that. And please reach out to Damien if you could help him in any matter. So thank you. And let's move on to the next one. We have Run Marine. Mark, could you please switch on your camera and your microphone?
I'm actually going to step in for Mark very quickly. Hi, my name is Richard Hardiman. I'm the CEO of Ram Marine. Ram Marine produces Roombas for water. I think it's the best way to put it. We create ASVs, autonomous surface vessels, that float around the surface of waterways, ports, harbors, and lake systems in order to clean out primarily plastic trash or biomass. And with that, we also monitor the data quality of the water at the same time. So we use little robots to get water and waste out of, data and waste out of water. And within the UAE, we're looking to expand our market at the moment. It's particularly interesting to us. Our main markets are the EU and USA at the moment. We build and ship around the world. And the UAE for us is of particular interest as a new market. We feel we're destined to be there. And we would like to use this organization in order to land ourselves there properly.
Thank you very much, Richard, also for taking over. I missed your chat message, but thank you for this brief introduction. And we believe that you're destined to be here too. So let's see how our network can help you. Let's move on to Netic. I hope that I pronounced the name well. Can we hear from Bart van Leeuwen?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
The floor is yours.
My name is Bart van Leeuwen. I'm the owner of Netic. We're a small company from the Netherlands. We operate worldwide and predominantly currently in the emergency response business, but we are knowledge graph experts. So we help companies to break down their data silos, explore the connections between data, but also help these companies or these organizations better on a knowledge level partner with their counterparts wherever that might be. We have been very active in the standardization around this technology. The reason that we want to go to the Gulf region is that we have had several contacts over the past years with fire services, primarily in the region. But we think that our concept and our technology could help other companies as well of exchanging knowledge. So we are here mainly to look around and see what's going on. And if you're interested, just let me know.
Thank you very much, Bart, for this short introduction. The exchange of knowledge, very important. And yes, definitely, I'm sure that there are a few of our members that can also help you with that. So Thank you for your short presentation. Let's move on to software for chemistry and materials. Fedor Gaumans, could you please switch on your camera and your mic, and then you have 1 minute the floor.
Right, okay, thank you, Stephanie. So hello, my name is Fedor. I'm with Software for Chemistry and Materials. We're a 25-year young startup from the Free University in Amsterdam. We develop advanced simulation software to help researchers worldwide to understand and predict chemistry, materials, and processes. We started out in Europe, where we actually got strong funding from companies like Shell to help them develop better catalysts. Currently, we do business mostly in the USA, Europe, and in Asia, and we're looking to expand our business in the Gulf region. And we do think that we have powerful tools that could help researchers there to develop better materials, better processes, and help with the energy transition. So we're mainly looking to get in contact with the right people.
Thank you very much, Fedor. And I'm sure like the trade mission to the Gulf will definitely support you with that. And also our networks are here to help you. Let's move on to the Hague Academy for Local Governance. Can Jasmine, I hope I'm going to pronounce your name well, Jasmine Hegezi, put on her camera as well as the microphone. Jasmine, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you, Stephanie. At the Hague Academy for Local Governance, we provide interactive trainings focused on exchange. We follow the saying of tell me and I will forget, show me and I may remember, involve me and I will understand. Within the Middle East, our training courses are focused on water management and food security, entrepreneurship, local governance, and social affairs and employment. In the UAE, we would like to expand and work on bridging the gap between the private and governmental sectors with training programs focused on our areas of work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. You have a very important mission. So let us know how we can help you in this region to accomplish that. Let's move on to Dairy Data Warehouse. Can I hear from Joyce Nijs? Joyce, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Thank you. Good morning. My name is Joyce Nijs, and I'm the head of Global Key Account Management at Dairy Data Warehouse. And we accelerate the digital transformation for the dairy value chain. So we help dairy integrations in the Middle East to improve productivity as well as animal health and animal welfare by connecting data available from the farm towards the production as well as the consumer information related to it. These are AI-driven solutions, and we look very much forward to starting up with this integration in your area, as well as supporting our customers who are becoming active in your area. And that is why we join to build our network and to offer these solutions.
Thank you very much, Joyce. Like I'm sure your customers will be very happy that you're also moving into this area to support them. Let us know how we can support you. Moving on to the next one, we have IRM Systems. If I can ask Vianette de Boer to take the floor, please.
Yeah, hi, sorry, I'll be taking over from Vianette. It's Kashif Malik here. Sorry for the background, I'm on the road. Yeah, IRM Systems is a kind of engineering consultancy based out of the Netherlands. We're in Delft. It's a kind of Dutch-based company. However, we operate internationally as well. We specialize in project management systems, asset integrity, and specifically a core business being emergency pipeline repair systems. We've been in the oil and gas industry for over 12, 13 years now. We've done quite a lot of projects within the Middle East region already. Hence, there was a decision last year to set up an office in Dubai. But obviously now we're looking at expanding our business, and our speciality being on asset integrity and pipeline structures and emergency response systems. We work with major operators like Shell, BP, and Total, companies like that regionally. So yeah, we are looking at offering our project management services to people in the oil and gas industry, and looking forward to connect with someone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malik, and good to hear that you opened your office here in Dubai. Welcome. It's a little bit of a late welcome, but join our Business Council network, and yes, we will definitely connect you to the right organizations. But so to hear, you already have like fantastic clients in your portfolio.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for this presentation. Let's move on to RedStack. From RedStack, I would like to ask Michael van Oostrom to join us. Michael, can you put on your microphone?
Yeah, I'm here. And the question is whether you're looking to optimize your energy consumption and make the transition to renewable energy. I'm Michael van Oostrom, and I work for RedStack. RedStack is a company founded in 2005 and the builder of the world's first operational blue energy pilot plant. And it's in operation since 2014. We're based in Sneek in the Netherlands and focusing on two markets. One is to produce electricity from salt and fresh water using reverse electrodialysis, hence the red. And it's harvesting energy from the voltage difference between the two water streams. Second, we are looking at the desalination of brackish and salt waters and producing fresh waters in that way through electrodialysis. So the reverse and the normal electrodialysis. Combining those two technologies, we can improve overall efficiency of desalination plants or produce electricity right away. Then to get the best results, we develop tailor-made solutions to fit the existing infrastructure or in new installations for new projects. If you want to know more, please contact us at redstack.nl or directly myself at Michael van Oostrom at RedStack.
Thank you very much, Michael, for that short introduction. Like you will have multiple opportunities during the trade mission to the Gulf with the business matchmaking to meet the right companies here in the region, as well as we welcome you in our business network. And those who want to reach out to RedStack, in the chat box, you can ask each other questions, but also leave your contact details so that we can contact you. Thank you, Michael. Let's move on to Anne-Claire van Altvorst. Now, I think that most of you already know Innovation Quarter, but yeah, it would be very good to hear from Anne-Claire how the Business Council Network can support Innovation Quarter, but also how Innovation Quarter can, of course, support the participants. Anne-Claire, are you there? I think Anne-Claire is not there. Anybody else from the Innovation Quarter? If not, then I think that we should move on to the next one. But like, I think Innovation Quarter is a usual suspect to many of you. But like, if you would like to reach out directly to them, please let us know and we will give you the right contact details. And of course, you will be together during the trade mission to the Gulf anyways. Let's move on to the next one. Royal Brinkman, Richard Hagedorn, are you here?
Yes, that's me. Thank you, Stephanie. That's also a difficult last name, but hello everybody, and thank you for this. Royal Brinkman is a family-owned company already for 135 years. And for 135 years, we are helping growers with all kinds of materials. So our product assortment is more than 30,000 products. So we can supply all greenhouses with the materials for flowers, vegetables, nurseries, etc. We do it in 14 countries with branches, and otherwise we export it to the countries like we do in the Gulf area. Of course, we are searching for the growers and the horticulture locally. So that's why, yeah, we want to connect with you, but also with the ministries for the registration of the products. So that should also help us very well. So yeah, we are really for the long term for growers. So if the greenhouse is built, we are the company that can help growers with all the solution and products.
Thank you very much, Richard, for this short presentation. And I love your background. Like, as you know, like our focus here in the UAE is water, energy, and food. And I see that all the greenhouses, they have the right background already with the green and the tomatoes. Thank you, Richard. And let's reach out to Richard to see if we can help him with the connections to also the ministries. We are looking at Optiqua. I hope that I pronounce it well. Can I ask Jos Willem Verhoef to take the floor?
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for joining for this presentation. My name is Jos Willem Verhoef. I'm Managing Director at Optiqua. We are a specialist in providing tools to the drinking water industry regarding real-time water quality monitoring. Our philosophy is to secure water safety, you need to know events as they happen. And current monitoring solutions for drinking water companies mainly rely on grab samples. They take grab samples, and with this approach, the response on incidents is often too little, too late. And with our solution, which is called Event Lab, we provide the drinking water industry a network of online centers, enabling water utilities to monitor deviations in water quality 24 hours a day, helping them to respond in a timely manner to water quality incidents in their drinking water network. The reason for joining this event and this mission is that we feel that water security is a real issue in this area, and we are very open to team up with partners to bring Event Lab to this Gulf region. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Jos Willem, and you really are right. Water security is a big topic here, so hopefully you can connect to the right partners, and we can invite you soon to be here, not only virtually, but also in real life. Let's move on to Erco Finn. Willem Kannegieter, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
The floor is all yours.
You cannot see me. Let me see. Yes. Yes, I'm Willem Kannegieter. You pronounced it very well. Thank you very much, Stephanie. I'm director of Ercovin. Ercovin is a family-owned company as well. It's based in the Netherlands. We produce a very special product. The product is called a Vint tube. I included a picture of the Vint tube in the slide. A Vint tube is used for cooling anything. Most of the time it's used in big heat exchangers, which are placed on refineries or big chemical plants. We already supply them to companies all over the world. We are a company who was active for over 40 years now. But due to the COVID, we see that the contacts in the Middle East is getting harder to get in touch with. So we hope that this trade mission will help us. So basically, we are looking for the refineries, the contacts within the refineries. We are looking for the maintenance contractors who are working with the refineries, or the manufacturers who are producing the Vint tubes or the heat exchangers, and they have to purchase the Vint tubes. And I hope that that we can get some knowledge with all the people who are around, if we should work with agents, or if we have the direct contacts, or maybe we should move there. Hopefully you can help us with this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Willem. And yes, for sure that we can help with that, but the trade mission will also give you the right guidance. There are a lot of webinars of how to set up business, whether it's more clever to find a distributor or an agent. So we're very keen on helping you there. So thank you very much for this brief introduction, and looking forward to connect further. Then we go to Pastor Consult, fish value. Like, I believe that we are joined by Geert-Jan Pastor. Geert-Jan.
Okay. Yes, good morning all to you. I was daubing even to be here because I've been to the testing street for Corona this morning. I'm not so fit or healthy, I should say, in the moment. So, but I think at least this short presentation I could do. I'm a specialist in circular raw materials made out of waste. Next to it, I have a lot of experience in the energy from waste industry, in the cement industry, where there's a lot of use of alternative fuels. And next to it, I'm very busy with developing new products out of waste. One of the examples you see in the picture, that's an oil made out of salmon fish waste. Next to it, we make proteins, calcium powder, and other things from it. Then another product you see written down, orange yellow. That's a new limoncello made from orange juice skin. So it's a circular product as well. Next to it, I'm a little bit busy in the sustainable building business with a German product in the Dutch market with straw panels, which are used to building houses. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Geert-Jan, that although you are not feeling 100%, you gave your 100% to this presentation. And it's good to see such a circular economy companies also taking part in this trade mission to the Gulf. So good luck to you. Hopefully you feel better on the 22nd, because you're going to have loads of good contacts helping you with developing this your product here in this region. So then we have a special candidate here. It's Demek. Like, we're joined by Hisham, I believe. Demek also won our NBC 2020 Expo Awards that we held last year as a catalysator to basically help companies in the Netherlands to access the UAE. So I'm very happy that Demek is here. So please, Hisham, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much, Stephanie, for the introduction. It's a pleasure to be with the Netherlands Business Council and the Benelux Business Council today. So the Dutch Marine Energy Center, DMAC, is an accelerator for marine energy solutions. And by marine energy, we mean all the sources of energy that we can take from oceans and seas and rivers. And so we are based in The Hague. And our mission is really to increase the mix of the amount of marine energy that is put into the renewable mix. And to do that, the strategy is to integrate marine energy in sectors that are what we call neighboring sectors. And these include, for instance, infrastructure, offshore, and utility. And so thanks to, I think, the multi-solution approach of marine energy developers, there's a wide variety of sectors which are relevant for marine energies. So particularly in the region and the UAE with their massive and impressive renewable plans, I think we're committed to helping the region also become one of the key actors in the space, and help marine energy become the next big thing in energy.
Thank you very much, Hisham. I think that we will all support you to become the next big thing in energy. So thank you for your short introduction, and hopefully, like, through our networks, we can even open more doors like in this region for you. We have one more. It's Hans Moore, Architects. I'm sorry, Hans, we couldn't get your presentation in time, but like the floor is all yours. So please introduce yourself and let us know what are your objectives here in the region, and how can the business council networks help you?
Oh, is it working? I'm Hans Moor from Hans Moor Architects from Rotterdam. The office of mine is now for 20 years busy, and I have last year developed a new idea, and it's the connection between safety, food, and the living environment, to develop that. And we want to do it with the Dutch famous artifact, this winter water machines. The focus is on one, the Gulf and the MENA region, because of the experimental character and the rapidly changing environment conditions, and of course, Expo 2020. The idea is a greenhouse living community, and it's a new architectural building concept for living communities using greenhouse technology. The concept of this living community is concentrated on the energy of the individual capable of growing his own safety food within a community environment. The individual is living in this building. Wind and water are the natural elements of energy and cooling distribution within the building. Greenhouse technology is supporting the traditional way of local construction and use of materials. That's it.
Short and sweet. Thank you very much, Hans. It's a great initiative that you are developing, and safety food for individuals in communities, super important. So thank you. I will make sure that all the participants will receive your presentation, so that they will have the sheet as well within this presentation when we send it through. I think Hans was actually our last participants introducing themselves, and I see a lot of activity on our chat box, so I'm happy to see that you're introducing yourself to each other, but also asking some questions. I would like to ask Jan-Willem Paul and Laurent van Helden, as well as Barbara, to switch on their cameras again, so we can have a little bit of an interactive session, because it was so super interesting to hear all your stories and to hear the innovative technologies, the family business owned companies, and what you are looking for. So maybe Jan-Willem, if I can start with you, a lot of our participants are asking, how can you build a network in this region? How can you build relationships? Can you enlighten us a little bit with how you have done this in this region?
Yeah, it's probably not any different than anywhere else in the world, although I don't have experience anywhere else in the world. But here it's certainly about human interaction. It's about establishing relationships, establishing trust. So when I started the company in Kuwait, I was by myself, and I just jumped in my car and I tried to meet as many people as I could and grow the network from there. And in the end, really that personal relationship that you have is what in most cases gets the business done. Also here in the UAE, in our business, the maritime business, as a company, we are very well known, and I myself know probably almost every single customer, and I make a point out of keeping in touch with all of them. Like I mentioned, trust is very important. People need to be able to trust you. There's a lot of companies here that are maybe not very straightforward. That happens everywhere, but certainly here. So if I would have to recommend somebody to take action, it would be coming out here in person and getting to know people.
Thank you, Jan-Willem, for this. Laurent, how have you built your network here in the region?
Hi, Stephanie. I was actually going to say something very similar to Jan-Willem. Yeah, but what I have also noticed is that the personal contact is really what drives the business over here. We do meet with our clients, we do meet with our suppliers, we do meet with our agents. And what we do notice is that by getting to know the people personally and then developing a relationship, you can really start getting much more information than you would otherwise do. So also at Frames, one of the main things that we used to do prior to the pandemic was to just make sure that we go and visit all our clients. Even when we're in a bidding stage, in an active bidding stage, we will go and visit them, make sure that they know who they're dealing with, and get that personal relationship started. I think that is indeed very important for you to be able to generate business over here. The way to get these personal relationships is, well, one side is by just going to try and meet people that you're interacting with in the business. But also what you see with these business councils like the Netherlands Business Council and the Benelux Business Council is you just meet a lot of different people that maybe from an industry that might not be really related to what you are working in, but that do have contacts and information, and that can help you further with building your network. So I think also that is very important to attend these kind of networking events, to just be in touch with people that are here in the region. And you know what we always say, it's in the end, it's a very small world here. Many people know each other, and after having been here for over 10 years, you know, build up an incredible network, and you see the same people popping up everywhere at clients, at suppliers, and even just random events.
Yes, Lau and Jan Willem, it's indeed all about personal connections. Thank you for sharing that. And it's a small world in the UAE. That's also correct. If, like, maybe I will ask this question to Jan Willem. If you could do anything different, what were the mistakes you were very young when you arrived here, obviously, but what were the mistakes that you were making, and what can our participants learn from that, maybe?
Yeah, just to catch on something that you and Laurent said, it is a very, very small community here. And even though we have about 8 million people in the UAE, which is, what is it, about half of that in the Netherlands, the circles where you operate in, everybody really knows everybody. And that goes probably much faster than elsewhere in the world. So yeah, what would I do different? You would think I would have learned by now. So I've basically been in 3 stages of my working life here in the Middle East. And when I started the second one, which was in Kuwait, I swore to myself that I would be very, very careful with giving credit to customers. And of course, that went wrong when I was in Kuwait. And then when I came to UAE, I said, you know, I'm definitely not going to give a lot of credit. I'm going to be very, very careful with that. And again, I did it. And that is probably, looking back at everything, the most difficult aspect of doing business here, in that there is not a very good payment morale here. In Holland, normally 30 days is 30 days. In most cases, here 30 days is actually not 30 days, but 90 days. And then 90 days is, well, let's see, maybe sometime in the future. And managing that cash flow is of critical importance. It is a society where people are used, at least in our industry, are used to buying on credit. And that goes for most of the professional companies. And you can make agreements, you can write it on paper, you can have a contract, but ultimately you need somebody to sign the check. And most companies here do not have a very healthy working capital, and they use you to finance their daily operations. And that is something, I think, in hindsight, I would say, grow less and deal only with customers that pay on time, even if that means you grow slower, but at least you are more comfortable. So that's the one thing I would change. Hopefully the next time, I'm not sure if there's going to be a 4th time I'm doing this, but certainly the next time I will try to remember that again.
It's always good to try to remember your own advice, and definitely, yeah, cash flow is super important in this region, and you really need to take care of making sure that you will be paid. So also personal relationships play a role there, because it often helps to be able to be in direct contact with companies to make sure that you will be paid in time. Laurent, I hope you don't have the same story as Jan Willem here, but if you could do something different, if you look back in hindsight, what would you do different?
Look, I do fully agree with what Jan Willem had to say about the credit terms. It is very important. And I was going to say something about contract terms, which is similar to what Jan Willem is going to say. So I'm not actually going to have the same story now. What I notice here is, we said that personal contact is very important. And what is also very important is the difference in cultures that you have over here. In Netherlands, we are a very direct people, and we just say things straight out, and people can accept that. Over here, the cultures are very different, and you need to really show your respect to whoever you're dealing with. And what I have noticed is, for example, if you start shouting, if you start banging your fist on the table, or if you start getting angry, you get you get nothing done. People just kind of shut up. They close themselves behind a wall, and what you see is that the whole point that you were trying to achieve, it's just not going to happen. You are not going to go anywhere further, and then when you get back after 6 months or after a year to have this same discussion or maybe a different discussion, the only thing that people remember is that you slammed your fist on the table and that you were screaming. And that is really killing for your relationship, and it's really killing for your image, and it's really killing for the business that you're trying to do. So what I would definitely recommend is, always stay calm, always think carefully before you start getting agitated, or before you start, before you want to say something spiteful or hateful. Just be very careful about it, and be respectful to whoever you're dealing with.
I think this is a very good tip, Laurent. So thank you for sharing that story with us. Like, I have a question from Freder Gaumans. He says, I understood it's difficult to pitch an idea in the Gulf. You need to come up with a solution that is ready to tackle one of their pains. Any insights on that, Jan Willem?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's with every company or every customer is try to find the pain that they have and how can you add value. I'm not sure why you said that it's difficult to pitch. Is it difficult to make an appointment? Is it difficult to do the physical pitch? I'm not sure I quite understood that. Yeah, get to know your customer. When I talk to my sales team, I said, guys, don't start talking. Ask questions, listen to your customer, and understand what they're dealing with, and don't just start selling. But obviously, that is basic. I would like to add something to what Laurent said. It's a completely different culture. It's all about respect. But also, it doesn't always go as fast as you want. We in Holland are always very direct and want to get to the point to get the job done. I mean, I've been in meetings where I sit an hour drinking tea and chit-chatting about everything, and I have a certain agenda, but I leave after an hour not having spoken about it. And then I make a point out of making a new appointment coming next week, and then getting to it. But these discussions, especially with the local population, there's a flow, and you can't really push too hard and let them also have the initiative to get to the point. So that's a different way of doing this. But perhaps if the person who asked the question could expand on it a bit more, maybe Laurent can add to that as well.
Yes, well.
And Stephanie, don't forget you've been here for a long time, so you're also very experienced. So jump in anywhere where you need to.
Thank you, Jan Willem. But no, I love to give you the floor today. So, no, what Freder said is that he meant that they're not interested in a product that is not ready yet. Like you need to fix the pain that is already there, and with a product that is already ready. Like, what do you think?
So you mean it's more about doing market research and trying to find what the opportunities are? It's more about it.
I'm gonna make an exception. Like, can you switch on your camera and your mic and ask this question directly to our panel?
Yeah, sure. So I understood that. So the way we work is we ask people what we can help them currently with, and then try and see if we can help them with that immediately. But also we like to keep developing the solutions that we offer. And I understood, I can't remember exactly where from, that in the Gulf region that is not really, that doesn't work. So when you talk to these people and say, okay, you know, you need to fix problem X, and Y. Okay, we are going to work on that. Is that something that you'd be interested in, let's say, in hearing about in 2 years, or even co-developing or something like that? And understood that is not the way that business is done usually. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I think I might understand a bit better. So, I mean, it is a process. It takes time. That relationship comes into play. Maybe if you meet the first time and you just ask questions and you want to get market information and go back and come back in 6 months or a year and then have a proposal, a ready-made proposal. I think it's okay once you already have that relationship, and then they'll feel much more comfortable with you, and then they're much more willing to share information about their problems. Perhaps, I think you're right, maybe Laurent can confirm, they're not very anxious to immediately say, this is our problem, and maybe because of pride or culture. And don't forget, we're not only talking about the Arabic nationals here, but half of the population is from India, and they have their own way of dealing with things, and that's certainly not very direct. Laurent, maybe you can add?
Yeah, what I noticed is within our company, what opens the doors really is new products and new ideas and different technologies that our clients don't really know or are not that used to. So we have a lot of Me Too products, so to speak. So where we just bid on for competitive tenders, but we also have quite a few innovative new products. And what we see is that we use them to go and be able to meet with the clients and to sort of find our way into the client's internal organs, so to speak, to find the right people to talk to. And then once you find these right people to talk to, they are going to be very interested in what different products you have to offer. And you know, even in the past, we have done some research projects together with local clients here to develop new products. So it is possible, but yeah, it takes time before you actually get into be able to get into the companies and find the right people to talk to. Does that answer your question?
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's very clear. Thank you. Very helpful.
And the right people to talk to, it's important, I think, to be on the highest level where you can get to. If you get stuck in the center, that's very difficult to move things forward. Try to establish the relationship directly with the owners of the companies, the managing directors, the CEO, and not get stuck in the middle.
I think that you're very right, Jan Willem. It's a top-down model. Like, we have a few more questions coming in, so I would like to move on to that. Like, we already heard Richard Hagedorn asking for how do you connect to ministries and government authorities, and also Jasmine from the The Hague Academy is asking, do you have any tips for collaboration with national or local governments in the UAE? Could I ask Laurent to maybe give a quick answer?
To be really honest, we don't deal that much with local government. We only deal with like national oil companies, and over there it is actually a little bit of the same story that you need to, from our side, because we are in a technology company, we need to be able to show something different what they are not used to, so that we can start opening the door and get in. Now, I think for companies that you were talking about, probably the embassy is going to be a good starting point, because they have a lot of contacts already in the local government and with local authorities, and they can probably help with getting you in touch with them.
Yes, thank you, Laurent. Do you have anything to add to that, Jan Willem?
I would repeat actually what Laurent said.
No, and I think it's also important to know for all the participants that the government authorities are approachable. They're open, and what Barbara is also saying in the chat, when you reach out with patience, respect, and with honesty, Like also the government authorities are very open and willing to start a communication line with you. So if that were my 2 cents on this question. Jan Willem?
Dubai is not a government, Dubai is a company. So they're really open for business.
Yes.
And I would like to add as well that there's more locals, Emirati locals working for the government and the national companies here. They are also very friendly and very approachable people. So don't be sort of put back by having to deal with the locals. They are absolutely delightful people. Also in Oman, because I believe this trade mission is going also to Oman virtually. Omanis are also super friendly people. You know, we have built up great relationships over the past years with Omanis and with Emiratis alike.
Very good point to also talk about Omanis, Laurent. Thank you very much for sharing that. I have another question that I would like to address to you. What are your experiences with social responsibility, like working conditions for local workers? Do you check this before making a contract or you check this afterwards?
Laurent. Yeah. For us, it is important that we that we deal with reputable companies. We do audits at companies to make sure that you know that they have the proper health and safety standards, and also make sure that we talk to you know off the record with employees to make sure that they get their salaries paid on time and that their working conditions are okay. So we do check that before we go into working with local suppliers. Yeah.
And how does it work for you, Jan Willem?
Yeah, we don't hire third-party contractors, so we are not a company that looks at how other companies work in that respect. But it is obviously a big issue here. A lot of companies are not very scrupulous. It is very normal that salaries are paid late to very late to sometimes not at all. Having a couple of months of delay in salaries for a lot of companies is normal. A lot of the worker staff live in very difficult circumstances that we cannot understand being from Holland, but they still come here to work. And it is, of course, up to companies how to manage that. But yeah, we don't get involved in how other companies work.
Okay, thank you so much. Like, I'm a little bit cautious of time, so I also want to give the floor to Barbara and talk a little bit about the tips and tricks and the personal advice that we can give the participants. So Barbara, maybe
Stephanie, before I know this is very impolite to do this, I apologize, but if we're rounding off the discussion, I would like to make 2 important points for everybody, because this has gone so wrong so often. When you are establishing a local distribution agreement with a local distributor, do not fall for somebody saying we have to get your contract registered with the Chamber of Commerce or the local economic development department, because then you are never able to get rid of them. Make a distributor agreement, do it for 1 year. Don't cooperate with having it registered, so you can always get out of it after a year. So many companies have been stuck for many years not getting out of a relationship. The second thing, be careful with beautiful promises and nice stories. Time goes quickly, and when it comes to paying or doing things officially, a lot of companies can take a very long time. And if it sounds too good to be true and things don't move quickly, move on to somebody else. Sorry, Stephanie.
No, perfectly. I wanted to end
Very
with
true.
you. Like these are very important points. So maybe then I will go to Laurent for his personal advice, and then I will give the floor to Barbara to do the closing remarks. Laurent.
No, well, I fully agree with Jan Willem on these points. And what I would like to say is, you know, coming to the UAE, coming to the Middle East, it's a great opportunity to learn different cultures, different types of people, different mentalities, different backgrounds. So what I would say is embrace the local cultures, embrace whatever the local context that you can make with either your agents, your clients, your employees, whoever you meet here in the path. it's a really enriching experience.
Okay, well, I see that there is one more question for you, Laurent. I know this was your closing remark, but I'm just gonna ask it. It's from Willem Kannegieter. We work with refineries and maintenance companies in the Middle East. Would you advise to contact customers directly and physically, or do you work with local agents?
For us, we do have local agents who do have contacts within these companies. So they do help in providing the first bridge to the companies, especially when you don't know anybody here. So sending an email to info@.com is not going to work. You won't get into the proper contact. So for that, agents can be very helpful. However, once we have established contact, then we do basically everything ourselves.
Thank you to both of you for answering all the questions. Can I please hand over to Barbara for some tips and advice for our participants at the trade mission? Barbara?
Yes, can you hear me? Yes. Thank you, Stephanie. It was very, very interesting. Regarding my personal experience, so I created an art collector groups, and I can say that with a lot of patience, with ideas, when you have ideas in this country, if you are patient, if you have a good network, you know the person who will bring you to the right person, it works. So now I'm in direct connection with the Minister of Culture from the UAE, who's helping me a lot, because they love that we have ideas and that we bring something to the country. So if in your field you bring something to the country, not something like they already have, but a new idea, a different point of view, they will listen to you. The most important is, of course, the network. And that's why the Benelux Business Council and the Netherlands Business Council are here, really to help you with that. And that will help you to gain 1 or 2 years, of course, because we are very well installed here and we have all the connection in a lot of fields. And together, I think that we can really cover everything. And even if it's not indirect, if you need to be in contact with somebody from the UAE, via, we can reach to this person. So personally, I've been living here for 9 years. I love being here. I think it's a country where everything is possible if you are respectful, if you are a hard worker, if you understand that the culture is different. Yeah, so it's fantastic, a fantastic country.
Yes, and thank you very much, Barbara. And I think today that we have listened to lots of newcomers to this market, but it was very inspirational to listen to you, Barbara, to hear from Jan Willem and to hear from Laurent, like these first-hand stories, like what can go right, what can go wrong. And I think this is valuable information for all the participants to the trade mission. If I can also give a personal advice from my side, I 100% agree with things that have been said. Building personal relationships is so important. It's what's going to make you successful in this area of the world. My personal motto in life is dream big, and they do dream big in this area. So connect with the visionary energy that is in this region, and connect with the business council. So indeed, become a member of the Benelux Business Council, become a member of the Netherlands Business Council, and together as a Dutch business community, we are so much stronger. So like in the chat box, everybody left their email addresses, as well as we will be sharing this presentation with everyone. We made a recording of it, so if things went a little bit too quickly, you can watch it again on our website. And guys, we wish you all the best of luck in the UAE and in Oman and in the GCC region. Reach out to us if you need us. A big thank you also to the embassy and to the consulate general, for making us participants of the wonderful trade mission. And we hope to see you all face to face in a later stage. Thank you all. Thank you, panel. And thank you, Barbara, for doing this together with us.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great day to all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thumbs up. Happy to see you all. Have an amazing day. Bye, Patrick. Good to see you.